So what is child nutrition? Child nutrition really begins before the woman even falls pregnant. In fact, it has been said that the man and the woman should be getting their bodies into good working order, nutrition-wise, lifestyle-wise, because our lifestyle and our nutrition, it affects our genes. And we looked at genes earlier in the week. In fact, one writer said parents are the genetic engineers of their children. And then as natural a birth as possible. I love reading true stories. And about a year ago I read a story called The Midwife of Auschwitz. So this woman was working with the resistance. She was caught by the Germans. She was put in the concentration camp Auschwitz. She was about 50. She was a midwife. In 2 years she delivered 3,000 live babies. Never lost a baby. So you know what I think? You look at these women, they are suffering from the most severe malnutrition. They were under the most horrific conditions, mentally, emotionally, physically. The filthiest conditions. She never lost a baby. So what's happening in our hospitals? So I say to women who are pregnant, I say, my advice is go in at the last minute. If you go to a hospital. I was talking to a midwife and he said to me, I believe every hospital should have a few houses next door so that the ladies can come in a natural home environment, and then if anything happens, well, the hospital's next door. And really that's where it starts, is birth. And then the best food, of course, is breast milk. And in this concentration camp, there was no such thing as a woman not being able to feed her baby. A lot of times, stress, not knowing, a lot of mothers get stressed because they don't know how much milk their baby's getting, whereas with the bottle they can measure it. So the best sign that the baby's getting enough is lots of wet nappies, or you say diapers. It's a bit of common sense, yeah. So yes, breast is best. Even when a woman is suffering from malnutrition, and there's malnutrition A and malnutrition B. These women in the concentration camp were suffering from malnutrition A, just not enough food. But malnutrition B is found in a lot of developed countries today. The people are eating huge amount of food, but the food has got no nutrition. Even in that state, the baby gets the cream. And the person that will suffer if that body hasn't enough nutrients is the mother. The hair may fall out, but the baby will get the cream. A man rang me up from a maternity hospital one day and he said, Barbara, my wife's just had a baby 24 hours ago and she's got no milk. And I said, are you in a maternity hospital? He said, yes. I said, haven't the nurses told you that the milk comes in 3 days? Do you know, it's important to understand what's happening in the body. And in those first 3 days, the breasts produce a thick, creamy substance called colostrum. And colostrum is vital. It's very, very rich. In fact, if you want to define the fattiest food on the planet with the highest cholesterol levels, it's breast milk. It's breast milk, especially in those first week, and probably it's richest in those first month, and then it eases a little bit because that developing brain must have fat.